Hi everyone, Jim Rich here, and welcome to my session for Mindcamp this year called The Big Picture. How to get ideas more effectively down visually in front of you so you make more associations and connections than you would otherwise. We're going to have an absolute blast looking at some great techniques this year. So come on along with me, have a look over my shoulder as we look at the big picture. It's going to be so much fun. So the big picture is, well, how we process ideas visually and get them. In our mind, we can hold a bunch of ideas and make a few associations, connections, but we need some kind of a better compass, something to give us some direction and show us how to do better at it. And that's what the big picture is all about. It's about how to get more ideas out of our mind and make more associations, connections more rapidly than we could otherwise and see, well, things that we couldn't see in other ways. That's what the big picture is all about. But what's the problem that we're dealing with? Well, the problem is that our short-term memory, visually and just thinking-wise, is pretty limited. We get lots of ideas up there, but we can't hold them there for very long. The more we get, the less we can hold. So ideas just kind of drift off, fling off into outer space, become what I call space junk, just out there floating around. But the big picture, we're going to learn how to capture these things and hold on to them and keep them in our working memory and be able to use them. And so how are we going to do that? Well, one of the big things we're going to talk about is a process called externalization, getting ideas out on big sheets of paper so we can hold them in our mind and use them. It's like having a cognitive co-processor on board. It's really, really powerful. It's what I call visual random access memory, being able to hold things there a lot more than we could otherwise. VRAM, visual random access memory. And another thing is you don't have to be a good artist to do this. Actually, the less of an artist you are, the better. Our mind and our eyes prefer simple, well, line diagrams, just little stick kind of diagrams. These become visual metaphors for the real world that we actually process, well, faster than we would normal pictures. It becomes basically eye candy for the brain and the eyes. Here's a little bit more detail on the tools we're going to use. So you're at lunch with a friend, and you start discussing the business problem. Lots of ideas start to flow, thoughts. So many we can't keep them in our mind. Oh no, space junk. We got to start writing this stuff down or we're going to lose the ideas. So you take the paper placemat, start writing down about costs. Oh, we've got to get them down. Transportation's an issue. Transportation costs hurting us getting the stuff to our plant and hurting us getting it to the customer. And they're not very happy as a result. But what are our competitors doing over here? Well, they're doing some cool stuff. What are they doing? Well, they're doing some money into internet marketing. And they're starting to reach our customers over there. Two big problems. Transportation, internet marketing. What if we could combine the two somehow? What you've just done is you've constellated an idea out. You've laid it out so you can see a bigger picture on paper. But what happens when we go back to the office? Well, maybe we'll do a storyboard so we can explain all this to everybody. Storyboard, another powerful technique. So we could look at storyboarding and how to constellate ideas. Two powerful techniques we're going to look at in the big picture. Well, the big picture. It's, well, all about getting a roadmap. And not just a roadmap of how to find our way, but also giving us a compass to find our way along that road. And we're going to use things like big paper, which acts as a cognitive coprocessor, which expands our visual random memory, and line drawings, which are metaphors. We're going to constellate ideas out. We're going to use storyboarding. So join me, Jim Ridge, at the Big Picture at Mindcamp this year. Bye-bye. Looking forward to seeing you all there.